everyone, it's Sami from Sami's Sweet Life. Today, my littlest went off to preschool. It's full-time, it's at the elementary school, and I am stoked because I set up my filming station a little bit different, and this is my first video up here. I have a window right next to me, so I have a really nice natural light source. So I get all natural light. It's wonderful. My husband took over half of the office, so we've got like a co-office going on, which is awesome. We each have one like corner desk in my big scrapbook room, but it makes filming really challenging. So I ended up moving my scrapbook stuff up here a couple of months back when we redid the office. He was up in the guest room upstairs. We like having the offices together, but for filming purposes, it was not working. So I decided to move my filming setup upstairs. He's mostly work from home now, so I can film a little bit while he's home, but otherwise, you know, I kind of have to stay out of there. He's got lots of meetings, and it just was not going to work for me filming like multiple things throughout the week. So I ended up moving my up camera mount up here, and I opened this big blind in here, and I was like, wow, I got such wonderful light for you guys. So I hope you guys like this new setup. I'm still using like the same backdrop. This is just a backdrop, and I'm just stoked. So this is my first video back officially once the kids are in school, and this is like a whole new era. I do have to change this chair because it's super squeaky. We have the same chairs. There's 3 of these same chairs, so I need to WD-40 this one or whatever, so you're gonna hear probably some squeaking as I adjust, but I love this. I ended up taking his desk, which is up here. It's a standing desk, but it's adjustable, so right now I have it down, but like I can move it up, I can move it back down. I just love the fact that I can scrapbook with a tall desk. If you go back on my scrapbook channel, way back, I've got room tours, and I had a counter height or bar height type of desk when I first started scrapbooking. So I could stand there and scrapbook, or I could sit in the chair. This gives me that option again, which I'm so excited about. And like I said, this is a whole new era of my being able to really dedicate to this channel, because I, first and foremost, am a stay-at-home mom. I've had a tiny kid home with me most of the last 9+ years, and this is such a big milestone for me personally, having both of my kids in full-time school. While I've been in tears on and off the last few days just thinking about my baby growing up, but it's just such a big thing for the other part of my passions, you know. Of course, I'm a mom first and foremost, but second of all, I am a YouTuber, and I have not been able to dedicate as much to that as I had liked as a stay-at-home mom. Some of the chores haven't been done to where I really was satisfied with them, and now like I can do those projects around the house. So if you'll remember, way back in 2023, like the beginning of 2023, I called it Organize Me 2023, because I'm like, this is the year I get my stuff together and I get this house organized. We've been here a while. Totally didn't happen. I was thinking I'd have an organization project once a month, and I just did not have the capacity for it, time-wise, energy-wise, anything. And now I have all of the time now, so I'm gonna tackle some of those projects. I've got lots more filming ideas. Again, I've been on the list, have not had the capacity or time or energy or effort, motivation, anything to do all of those. And now I have so much freedom to do that. So I'm stoked to be able to dedicate, time block, spend that time. And that's part of what this video is gonna be. Of course, this is very long overdue. This is my mid-year planner update, but more so than that, this is the back to school planner update. So generally speaking, like mid-year is starting July 1st. Some of my planners did kick in July 1st, and I tweaked a few things. I'm bringing a few things back now. We're back to school, and we're gonna get back into the rhythm of things. And I'm adding additional things, having 2 kids actually being in school. So that's what most of this video is. I just wanted to tell you guys like where I'm headed, what's going on, and I'm just, I don't know, I feel so good about this. I had a very short window of time when Olivia was in preschool before Stella was born, and we moved during that time. We were involved in a lawsuit during that time. I had pregnancy complications, so I had to kind of take it easy during that time, so there wasn't a whole lot of getting tons and tons of stuff done before I got pregnant with Stella, but I still was able to film quite a bit more than I had been able to in any other point in time. So I'm looking forward to having that again, like having that ability, like I said, chair squeaking and rolling in a new era. So I am back, hopefully by the time you see this, 3 days a week videos, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can expect those videos. I'm still tweaking around like the publishing time. I've been doing like 2 to 3 p.m. Central Time, which is my time zone, but I will continue to tweak that time frame because I'm not sure what works with most people. I had been publishing like first thing in the morning, but I feel like that doesn't work that well for a lot of people, and I feel like my videos then get buried in people's news feeds or video feeds, whatever it is. So I do want to publish it a little bit later in the day. It may end up being like sort of like early evening videos, because I think that's when a lot of us moms just sit down and veg out on YouTube. We can sit there and watch a few videos. Like once my kids are in bed, that's my time to watch videos. So I think I'll probably end up publishing a little bit later in the day and continue to push that back a little bit later just to see how things fall. But right now, yeah, no set time frame, but expect to see videos again Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because we're back in action better than ever, and I'm stoked. So enough rambling. Let's get into the planner goodness of this. So I've got a big giant stack here. You can see it goes all the way up here. And then I've got a new planner to introduce, a couple of new Erin Condrens. I've already talked about these Erin Condrens in lots of videos, and I'll show you guys what I've been doing and what is going to be changing now that we're back to school. So let's go ahead and dive into the first few. These are the ones that I've been using, tried and true, all the time ones. Basically these three. I've got a sterling ink. This is the common planner, and this has been a lot of different things. So I have all sorts of setups. Some weeks, not so much. Some weeks, a little bit here and there. Some weeks, completely empty. I can go back and do some of those. But this is just my like fun, happy, exciting planner. I use lots and lots of stickers. I play around in here a bunch. I change up what I'm doing from week to week. Sometimes it's more to-do listing. Sometimes I'm just hitting the main elements. Sometimes I'm doing a tiny bit of journaling. Sometimes it just looks like sticker throw up. I guess most of the time it really just looks like sticker throw up. I haven't really had a good idea about the monthlies so far. Like this one, I have more little writing snippets. It just changes from week to week. I will do a full dedicated flip through of this at some point. Like sometimes I start out the week really strong and then it all goes to heck, like weekend, Friday and the weekends. I haven't done nearly as much in the summertime. Like this is when summer kicked in. There's a couple of weeks I didn't do anything for the summertime. We had nationals, so we were out of town for a week then. We had a 2-week vacation in July, and I did end up doing the planning for all of that. I ended up actually back planning and using 2 weeks. So I had like a vacation menu for 2 weeks, and then I had the actual vacation info for 2 weeks there. And then that's when we came home that day. And then I haven't really messed with it since. I decorated a little bit and then haven't been in here. So I'll backdate, I'll play around with some of this and fill in some of this as well. So I'll get back to actually using this Hobonichi style. This one is a Sterling Ink A5 vertical, and these columns are the 1.3 inch. So they use all the Hobonichi cousin size vertical planning stickers. That's why they fit so perfectly. They do fit perfectly in here. And then this planner also has the daily pages in the back. So this has changed again, evolved, changed. I've put like more journaling style things. I stick in, like when I get new washies, I stick them in. When I change my fountain inks, I stick them in a lot of the times, not always. Like I ordered some leggings and they gave me a vinyl, I stuck that in. Some pages are just blank and I go back and fill those in when I need more pages. This is all my Go Wild stuff in here. I went to Daiso, which I have a Daiso haul, have never edited it. I need to edit it for you guys. All the Daiso washi strips are in here. All my Go Wild goodness. I did a lot of Go Wild goodness in here. I was also testing out highlighter swatches, just basically all the Go Wild stuff, new highlighters, some crocheting stuff. So like these pages weren't done and I needed to write out some stuff because I wouldn't have internet access on our cruise ship. So I went back, found a page that was blank so I could write out the stitch counts for those two. I didn't want to have like a printout and have to keep up with it. I wanted it actually in here, so I just wrote it out. I had a pen malfunction, so I used that page for pen malfunction. Got some washi. This is Squishmallows in Roblox. I'm playing that hardcore, and then that's what the rest of this book basically has turned into. We also got some actual physical Squishmallows there. I keep track of like buying and selling Squishmallows in the game. I've got some cruise ship stuff in here, but a lot of this is just like all Squishmallow stuff. I had my cruise nails. I kind of mapped them out to like ugly sketch. Olivia wrote on a straw, so I stuck the straw in here. Like this one's just the catch-all everything. We went to the Frozen musical, so I put a little hang tag in here for that. It's just everything. Everything goes in this one. I will continue to do this in the future, and this is beginning-ish mid-August. This is a chunky monkey. Look how big that is. So it's definitely floofed up significantly, and I just love this. I will end up, again, doing a full year A5 and keeping this for 2025. Sterling Ink has talked about and shown what they're coming out with. I am going to get a horizontal as well from them because they started horizontal, so I'll probably use that in a different capacity, but I'm definitely hooked with this chunky monkey sticker sneeze type planner. That's what I call it. It's my sticker sneeze. This is an Aura Estelle cover. I've shown this lots of times. I love that it has 2 pen loops in here. And I keep my like reading log stickers. Sometimes my reading log is in here, which I don't have with me actually in this stack, but that's another, it's a half year A5. I'm gonna end up switching my reading log and combining it for next year because I don't want to have a separate reading log. Sometimes it's in here, sometimes it's not, and I still want to like document all my reading log stuff. I have continued to get the Hubbin and Chub Girl monthly kits. I will continue to do that, so I keep that kind of handy with everything. The other main squeezes I have help me keep everything functional. So this is the Erin Condren Daily Duo, and I use a dot pen to actually dot the things that have been done, and I map out things. So I have set this up. Granted, this week is not set up, but I have this set up to be my goal planner as well, and it has been going really well for the most part. I still have a lot of empty stuff from vacation because I have all of it in here. This is the only thing I took with me on vacation. Again, chair squeaking, so I do need to transfer some of it over for those vacation days, but I've set this up in a certain way. So let's go through. We've got gratitude in here on the monthly. I also started doing a currently. This is one of those things I may or may not keep up with, but for now, like I've got a little gratitude and also the currently. This maps out travels, the washi in here so far. I also put goals on the actual little goal dashboard. I have like an overview of the month dashboard, and then I have my weekly goals on the second side. So every week in this daily duo from Erin Condren, it has a full sheet of paper, front and back, and a weekly overview thing. So I have my meal planner separately in the kitchen. It's a sprouted planner, and I've been really enjoying that system. We'll talk through that at some point. I've mentioned it before, but I mapped this out by myself. I just used the highlighters and the dot pens, set up my own weekly goals in here. And so this would be the reflection page, this would be the goal setting page, and then this is my media log. So again, like I said, I have a separate half year Sterling Ink as my media log right now. I can combine it into here. So I still want to use a monthly for that. So I did end up thinking about switching it. I'll show you guys what I was doing for that. But I would like that media log in here instead of my gratitude in here potentially. So I'd have my weekly reflection, my weekly goals, and my media and reading log in my daily duo. And then I've been setting up the daily pages, and some days I use them more than others. Sometimes I have things to write out in the schedule. I've been decorating most of these pages. And you know, this was all summertime, so there's not a whole heck of a lot going on some of the time. And then this is when we left for vacation, so I don't have that page done. I've got a few goals written out. I don't have my media log in here. You know, this is like right before vacation. These are all vacation pages that I need to go back and fill in based on what I have in the other book. I decorated this ahead of vacation thinking I would take it with me, and then I chickened out taking this big chunky thing with me and just brought the other one instead. Again, still chunky, but a lot like smaller size looking. So yeah, all of this, I had already mapped it out and then didn't end up bringing it with me. All of that, and then we got to reflections, some goals. I've been keeping track of media log stuff here and there. And I really love all these big stickers. I've been using Live, Love, Posh stickers and also Keleva Plan stickers in here. Some of these are Erin Condren's. The washi tapes are from wherever, but I love the big stickers. I can make them hang off the page. So that's what this has turned into. We got reflections, weekly actions, and then I changed it. You can see here, I just did one dot of each. I thought, you know, making the whole line every week, while I love the way it looks, it is time consuming to do that. So I tried just dot pinning because that's super quick. Dot, 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 all the way down the list. And I'm going to try that out for a little bit. So a reading log. Also at the end of the month you get a page, so I'm using that as the recap of the month. Here is a look at my gratitude, which I haven't filled out in the last few days. Sometimes I have to go back because I don't think about doing it every single day. Got my little currently list, and then daily pages. And the main thing going into this week is a lot bigger to-do lists. So far today I'm keeping track of my time blocking. I got my filming set up and now I'm filming, so we're right in here for the time blocking. So I've been kind of like keeping track of what I've been doing all day. I'll try to checklist off things a little bit better, but right now I haven't done that. I still need to do my cruise vacation recaps. I posted the beginning part of our vacation for Sanibel Island. Totally didn't post those cruise vacation recaps yet, so I've got to work on those. But yeah, haven't checked off some of these things I've already done, but that's what this looks like so far. Is I'm just keeping track of to-do listing stuff in here, and it's going to be more like time blocking. I will end up color coding this at some point. I've thought about it. Where did I write it? I put color coding somewhere. It's one of these things somewhere. Make pin pouch for Daily Duo color coding. So I've got to work on actually coming up with my color coding system here. I was dabbling with that. So this is a main component, like down and dirty to-do listing. I hope to do time blocking and keep track of where my time's going and try to stay on task, because it's really easy when you're doing something. Basically, I'm going to call this kind of like work from home, even though like I'm setting my own schedule and doing my own thing. It's definitely, I want to keep track of it versus like, oh, you know what, I'm going to sit here and read and then my whole day was me reading a book, you know, something like that, which that's still fine and good, but I don't want that to be the everyday. I don't want to lose track of time in those chunks. Like, oh, I'm going to scroll on my phone for 5 minutes. Oh, that turned into an hour and a half, you know, that kind of thing. So I'm really trying to stay on task, and this is basically my brain. This is keeping me on task, sticking to my goals, sticking to my filming. I will also build in those fun times. Like I play Squishmallows. I'm going to totally be playing some Squishmallows and taking breaks and not just being like hardcore productivity 24/7. I do enjoy downtime. Everybody needs some rest time. So I'll build that in as well, but I want to keep track of stuff so I'm not just wasting time. And that's one of my main goals, is just to make sure I'm getting all my videos done that I want to get done, and really knocking out those things that I've had on my to-do lists and had on my mental checklist for years at this point. You know, there's stuff, we've lived in this house now since 2020. I've had stuff on my list for those whole 4 years, and I'm finally having that opportunity to knock those out and have that kid-free time to do it. So again, cheers weekend, but this is the thing that's going to keep me all the way on task. Now, as far as keeping us on task with activities, appointments, family stuff, I have a different one for that, and that is the hourly, and this is the one where I really just map out our week. And here I did end up mapping out all of our vacation. I went back and did this as soon as we got home. So again, like this is 3 times of me mapping out the same exact stuff in a smaller size. As we were there on the go, I'm mapping it out. This was me coming back and making it all cute in here. So I have like a record of it in here. This week was a kind of a small week. I just like seeing the hours play out in here. And again, this could end up being my time blocking, and I wouldn't have to use that Daily Duo necessarily. I'll show you guys. So I'll show you guys this week. I just have mapped out, I've just really mapped out like the sidebar stuff, the washi tape I haven't even done this week, and talked about what appointments are coming up and things. But I've got everything mapped out for this week, and I've got my checklist here: walk, ride, reading. I plan on riding 3 days a week on the bike. I'm getting back to it. I have a video I meant to post for you guys. It's very TMI, and I went back and forth. I'm like, ugh, do I want to share all this personal, feminine, female hormone stuff, or do I want to keep it private? And I will end up sharing some of that at some point. That's why I haven't been writing as much. I've had a lot of issues. And then walking, we want to walk the dog most days, and then my reading tracker here. So all in all, this one's just going to be like mapping out our days, our dance schedule, all that stuff goes into this one as an hourly form, and I really like it. I don't love my to-do listing stuff in here. I feel like it gets too busy, and then I really can't see those big things that need to be jumping off the page, like you know, here's a good week. I like to be able to just see like, okay, today, this is important. You know, I don't have checklists surrounding it. Again, like this calendar has gone mostly unused, but I did put a reading log in here, and then I didn't read a whole lot that month. I also had the currently in here and then decided to move it to the other planner. So I think I will keep the reading log in the other one, the gratitude maybe in this one. I haven't set up the August one yet because I set up the gratitude in there. So I may end up swapping the reading logs. It was in that half year sterling ink. Okay, I'm going to insert this clip back in because I kept saying I have a half year sterling ink for my reading planner, media log, gaming planner, whatever you want to call it. And I have moved some of the gaming stuff to my sterling ink sticker sneeze, like I showed you. All my Squishmallow stuff is in there. And then I have my media log in my actual daily duo. So it makes sense to have the monthlies start being my reading log when I have those weekly pages in here as well. And things are just kind of interspersed. I do love the idea of having a completely separate book. And I just had been using this because I had the weekly pages, but I forgot when I'm filming this, I forgot why I ended up switching it in the first place, like trying to combine it in here. One, it gets rid of a book, but two, this is only half year and it ended in the end of June. So I didn't necessarily use these weekly pages all the best. I did love the calendars, but it ended in June. So you can see I only read one day in June. I totally like fell off right here. This is about when I started playing Squishmallows and didn't do reading, you can see, but now I'm back into reading a little bit. I didn't use this page. I set it up in my other hourly, in my EC hourly. So I haven't used this page, but it basically runs out. So since these kicked in July, this one ran out in June, I thought I could combine the two. While I like that idea, I don't have these back pages for like keeping track of book things. Now I'm reading number 10 here out of this series. I can't keep track of like journaling about books, different series, like little snippets about books that I read. These are all books I've read, so I lost some of that little bit of journaling about it. I do have a reading log from Clever Fox. I have not set it up yet. It is a nice book. It would last me more than a year. I also have dabbled with various other things. It's one of the books I finished up recently, and then I did some Game of Thrones recapping here, and yeah, it's just like all sorts of media stuff. So I may end up getting a full year for 2025 with this back over. So I was listening to one of the podcasts, Do We Know Them? I really like those girlies, and I was listening to that, and I keep track of like my game stuff, my books, audiobooks, all that stuff on here. I did end up doing goal setting. I was knocking off lots of things off my list the last couple of hours. I'm doing a planning session and it just occurred to me. I was like, I'm gonna go update my reading log. See, update my reading log. And then I was like, oh wait, it ended in June. So I think for the remainder of the year, I'll still use these pages because there's still a ton of pages back here. I don't necessarily care about the weekly pages so much. They're kind of like, you know, I kind of updated them here and there. Sometimes I was really good about keeping them updated. Sometimes I didn't do anything, but look, in the beginning I was really gung-ho. I thought I would do my Club Moxie stuff up here and didn't end up doing much of that. So I really like keeping track of book stuff, family movie nights, things like that, but I don't end up using this to the best of its ability. So I'm not sure I like this. I'll probably get a horizontal for this purpose if I do continue something like this for next year. I'll end up using some of these back pages for my little reading recaps and things in here, and then put my weekly day-to-day media log stuff in here. I think the horizontal definitely works better in that capacity versus the vertical for me. So that was my update. I was like, duh. It was just one of those duh moments for me. Is like, of course, this one ran out. So that's why I switched it in the first place. But when I was going to write the video, I was like, you know, I have this reading log, but it fits better in here because it's always with me. Yeah, so I'll keep the recaps and the journaling aspect of it in here, and the rest of it's going to go in here. So right now I have my monthlies swap. My gratitude is in this one, and then my weekly pages are in this one. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this after this month. I'm going to fill this whole thing out and have my reading log in my hourly, and then I'll swap the two. So it'll be my hourly plus gratitude, and then this one will be all my reading media log stuff combined with goal setting and daily task management and even time blocking. I'm really liking the way this has turned out so far today. This is my first day of doing the actual time blocking. Where am I? I lost my page. right there. So I'm working on the time blocking. I'm just adding in like when I change course for things. So I spent 30 minutes eating lunch, listened to some of that Do We Know Them podcast, and now I'm in a planner session here, and it's 1:30. So I'll continue doing the planner session until it's carpool time and finish knocking out a couple more of these, and then like testing out my cozy chair setup is going to be another day. But I think I'll work on getting my color coding once I mostly have this filled out. I'll migrate this over, and I think I still need to work on these vacation recaps. I'm behind on that, but I've done a really good job knocking off lots of things off the list so far today. So yeah, reading log update. I do love this. I love the Coffee Monsters Co. stickers I put on here. Now let's hop back into the rest of the video now that I've covered this little bit. So that's really what this one looks like. It's just, you know, the 1.5 inch stickers are a little bit narrow for this hourly because they put in the hourly mark, and it makes these columns a tiny bit bigger than 1.5, but I like to just center them on the page. I just love the hourly view as things get busier, and I could definitely use this where like my main time block tasks of the day, I might end up putting them in. If I know he's gonna go to the office one day, like that's the day I know I'm gonna film. I know I need to have my hair clean the day before so I can curl it or whatever and, you know, look nice in front of the camera. I have to prep for like a filming day if I'm sitting in front of the camera, and that way I can like map out, okay, these are the 3 videos I want to get filmed that day or whatever, because I do batch film quite a bit, you know, having very limited kid-free time. I've batch filmed for years, and now I can film a little bit more in real time, but I still love the idea of batch filming, like getting it all knocked out and like having videos ready in the editing queue. Between this and the Daily Duo, this is what keeps me sane, keeps me productive, keeps me getting the kids to the right things. I also use an iCal, so all of the kids' activities and stuff send me reminders on my watch, so I know when to get ready for things. But yeah, this is my main functional thing. If I don't have any other planners, I have to have a to-do listing, some sort of thing, and then this hourly is just vital to me. Somebody's mowing, but yeah, I've used this one now, gosh, for a year and a half, going into my second full year of using it, and love it so much. This is an 18-month, and I'll probably try to knock out the whole thing. This one's a 6-month. It comes in a year 2-pack, so I have this for the next year to work with and play around with, and right now, this is just great for me. I can just basically brain dump. I'll migrate things from day to day, but between these two, I feel like I'm really functional. This one I mostly set up like at the beginning of the week and then glance at it, but I don't have to like keep track of to-do listing stuff quite so much. This was last week, by the way. I know we did have a birthday party. I didn't put the birthday party in, but things like that. Again, horrible at habit trackers always, but they're in there nonetheless. I really, really like this setup. Okay, so that one mostly just sits on my desk and I glance at it every morning. This one is my, like, it sits with me wherever I am in the house. It'll be on the counter if I'm not using it. Otherwise, it's like at the computer with me, or I take it to the table and work on writing out tasks. At the end of the night, I make a to-do list the next day. This one's really, really functional for me. As far as other things, these are more like journaling and keeping track of one single subject. And this is what I want to more combine for next year, because this is a lot of randomness for like one thing. Like this is my editing and content planning. I definitely want this one as a separate entity. This one's my workout planner. It just keeps track of my workouts, which have been slow going right now. Slow going, one little thing. I haven't even put in like the last couple things, I don't think. Yoga, where am I? Okay, I put in one of my rides for last week. I've so far ridden once. This week, actually I did 3 rides because I counted Sunday as like the second week. Even though on this, it's going to show 3 rides this week, even though I counted it as 2 rides this week, 3 rides the next week. But yeah, I haven't even put in most of those. I've got 2 more rides to put in. This one could be combined with something else. Again, this one's more like health and wellness type stuff. I haven't been using it. I was really good about it for a long time, using it a ton, and then dropped off once, then picked it back up, dropped off again. Haven't gone back to it since. So I really love this Wonderland 222. I think their planners are amazing. It's again another vertical column planner. I was keeping track of my meals and macro tracking and being really good about that stuff. Totally fell off any of that. Need to get back to it. So this one's one I plan on bringing back in. It's just one of those, again, energy capacity things. You have to have the capacity to get in shape, keep in shape, keep your workouts in. If I have any sort of health issues, you know, I'm a migraine sufferer and having other health issues, these things just fall off. So again, could be a combined one book system with this one. So that's in the future, one book, but for now I'm using the two that I have. So that's something bringing back in. I have this one. I will not flip through this one. This is an Aura Estelle B6. I will find a page for you guys. This is a daily planner and I really like this. I was really hoping they would have an A5 version. Okay, my camera cut me off. This is an Aura Estelle daily, but it only comes in B6 size and they also have a daily option in a weeks size. I am really trying to streamline sizing and I was really hoping they would come out with an A5 because I really love this setup. The daily pages are dated and I love that. I really love the setup with a little sidebar here, like a weekly to-do listy type area, and then these daily pages are just so pretty. I love the headers of these. I don't necessarily use the hourly. I actually have been using this for just a daily journaling, like in the morning, I'll fill out a page, and again, like this is personal, I'm not gonna show it. It is a black cover, but I put one of these, I think they are, oh my gosh, I can never remember the name of the company who makes these planner covers, but it's gorgeous. I've had this on here for months and it's held up really well. I've got one little corner here that's kind of funky, but that's also just because the planner is kind of fraying in that corner. I don't really care. I love that it gets worn. I do love that planners get worn over time. It's just one of those things that I think is really beautiful about it. I don't baby it and I don't put the plastic covers on. So if you want it to be protected, you can purchase plastic covers for all of these and protect them a little bit better. I kind of like the well-loved look of it. It's like an old book where you know the book was well-loved. It gets those dings and gets worn and faded a little bit, and I love the beauty of that. So I don't really care so much. You can see like it gets dirty over time on the edges. I'm not somebody who's gonna baby it and keep it pristine. It's meant to be used and loved and worn, so I love the beauty of that. So I don't ever hardly put on the plastic covers. Now I will say I do love the Wonderland 222 plastic cover because it also has a pen loop. Also has pockets so I can use my little stickers with everything. So I do love the functionality of this particular plastic one. It's the only plastic one I have used all year and I do actually really like it. Otherwise, I don't put plastic covers. The Sterling Inks with their PU leather hold up really well. You can see they look really nice. This one even, the one I use the most, it has been in this cover a lot of the time, but you know, I would never put a plastic over this, I don't think. At least I should say never, but I don't really care to put a plastic cover. I do like this cover, again, adding some pin loops, adding some functionality, and it's gorgeous. I would just not put a plastic over it, just keep it like that. So it will get a little bit worn, but this is just a journaling. I don't do this every day, but it's just a little journaling practice. I'll keep some sort of journal with me. And this is just a catch-all. Like if I need to like make a list, if I have a project going on, this one did have a pen loop, which unfortunately busted off. This is an old Archer and Olive. It's gorgeous. I took this with me to Go Wild and took Go Wild notes. These are some notes from my Go Wild trip. And also, I've got a lot of dance stuff in here. Some of it I can't really show. I've got some Use It Up challenge plans. I've got like workout plans going in here. Various just like, if I need to brainstorm or jot something down, it goes in here. This is TN size. Again, I'm gonna streamline sizing. I think I'm gonna stick with TN and A5 size for the most part next year as far as little extra planners so they all can stack up nicely together, because right now I've got a whole lot of wonkiness. Like I can't make a nice clean stack with randomness when I have weeks at A6, TN sizes, A5 sizes. It's just too many sizes. So I'm gonna really streamline sizing and try to combine subjects and things when possible, because this is kind of a chunky little stack here. That's all as far as my tiny ones. Now this one is going to become my monthly calendar. I'll show you guys. I haven't used the monthlies or anything. This one hasn't been set up. This is the first week I'm actually using it. It is a teacher planner. It is grid style, and that's one of the reasons I was drawn to this. I have been using a little A5 monthly calendar on my desk in my room. I have it up on an easel thing so that it's front and center. I think it's gonna end up switching into here so that it's just gonna be like a family hub. And this is the kids planner, like school kids planner. And I'll show you how I have it set up now. It will change as far as what I want to do with it, because I don't want to have to write certain things, the same things over and over again. So I will change it how I'm using the squares from time to time, but I'll show you how I have it set up currently, and I will do a little bit more color coding to make certain things stand out. Again, this is in progress, so I'm thinking all of our monthly activities may end up on this paper instead, because it is a nice big monthly and we can flip back and forth to it. So I'll show you my initial week. I was just setting it on the counter and seeing if I even liked the idea of this, and I do, so it will end up being in there. So I just set this one up. This is going to be Livy's side, this is Stella's side. Stella cannot read, so it will be something we have to read to her. But this is my main thought process with this. It is a teacher planner, so these are supposed to be like the teacher's classes and subjects, and it's basically Monday through Friday. I'm using it more like a chore chart and remembering, reminder type of thing. Like if there's an activity at school where they have to bring something, it needs to be written in here so that they know and we plan for it, like spirit days, pajama days, parties, all that kind of stuff. So there's this section for any school activity or project or something. So that'll be like our calendar. Like if there's no school, I'll put no school right here. This is the thought process, right? So then this, each kid has 3 boxes a day. So it could be like AM, PM, bedtime stuff, or reminders, things to get ready for the next day. So if they need to remember to pack a form or pack a field trip permission slip, that kind of thing, it can go in the AM box. Also, like, they're responsible for packing their lunch/snacks here and there. Stella, again, this is Stella's literal first day of school. It will evolve over time, but today I had her pack her snack. I got out her little snack bento box, which I'll do a lunch haul. That's one of my videos to plan. But I had her put her little snackies in there. She can get them out of the pantry. Of course, Livy's very independent. She's 9, but Stella, I'm working on it because she's still little. But things like that, like you can pack your snack and I can pack your lunch, that kind of thing. Livy pretty much packs her own stuff, so I need to have that in here, like you're responsible for XYZ. Also, Livy has a couple of chores. Those chores need to go in here, and like end of day things. I thought this would be like the weekend column, but I think this is going to be like your daily checklist column. Like make sure your room's clean, make sure your laundry is put away, make sure there's no socks all over my house. That's one thing they both do, is they'll take their socks off and wherever they are, they just throw them like confetti. I don't know what the heck it goes on, but there's always socks somewhere randomly in my house. Like, go find your socks for the day and make sure they're in the washing machine. That'll be on their like little daily checklist. So again, it'll evolve over time. I want to add more chores over time. So this might be something that we use very minimally at first. Like with Stella, Stella doesn't really have much as far as chores except clean up after herself. Like make sure you pick up your toys, and like again with the socks are always an issue. They need to be picked up every day. I'll find like a random sock in my bed because they'll go in my bed and like play their iPad sometimes. I'm like, how is there a sock in my bed? Okay, anyway, that's the thought process. So I thought about it, had it out on the counter, didn't like the weekend column. Of course, I wasn't using it. It was summertime. It was just a test, like seeing if I even liked it on the counter, and I did. So it passed the test for that. And then I set up this week, and so far, like already I know I want to change things for next week. Like I have this, like what you need to do each morning right here, which kind of blends in with the rest. This will be the checklist, I think, going forward. I might end up still just setting up the checklist for the rest of this week. And here's today. This is their checklist they needed to do. And then when she gets home, she's got to unload the dishwasher, or at least part of the dishwasher that she's responsible for, and unload bags, and then here, unload bags. So they got to take all their stuff out of their lunchbox, put their ice packs back in the fridge, unload anything out of their backpack that needs to come out, that kind of thing, you know? So they're both going to be responsible for that. Again, it's going to be something I'm going through with them. Livy already knows the drill, but Stella, totally new to this, so she's going to be helping with that. But things like that, like I'm going to make sure it's in, but if it's going to be something I have to write every day, I don't want it in every single box. So I might save these boxes for various other things that I want them to be responsible for. Like today, hang up your clothes or put your clothes away, that kind of thing. As chores come up, they might end up changing here and there. And my thought process is this box before screen time. Or like maybe 3 different activities or 3 different boxes. Like 20 minutes of reading, unload the dishwasher, unload your bags, do those before you get screen time, sort of thing. And then this would be the daily checklist for morning, and then afternoon, what you have to do. And then again, school information here, like back to school week. Like no school days will go in here. So I haven't set this up any ahead of time because it's going to evolve and change, but I just know I want somewhere where I don't have to keep on them for stuff. They know to check what needs to be done, and I feel like it fosters a little bit more responsibility, although Stella can't read it and it's going to be an implementing thing. But over time, you know, eventually she will be able to read. So she will know to check her chore chart. And this is introducing something new with Livy's schedule too. She knows to check. We have one of those Amazon shows. It sits on the counter in our kitchen and it does have our calendar. So it'll have what dance days she has. Like, I'm just making up stuff. I don't even know our dance schedule for next year yet. But it's like Monday is tap, Tuesday is ballet, Wednesday is jazz. So she needs certain shoes and certain outfits depending on what day of the week it is. So that's on the other calendar. She knows to check that every morning to pack her dance bag. But other things, I want to have it clearly marked out for them so they know the expectations moving forward. They can be a little bit more responsible moving forward. And just, you know, the older they get, the more responsibilities they're going to have. I feel like this was a great system to implement. So we're testing it out. It may backfire, it may change, but for now I'm sticking it into the mid-year update because I really love it. I think it's gorgeous. I think it's a great idea to just have them know where to check for things. Like if there's a form that needs to go in the backpack, if there's a project to do, they need to grab on the way out the door, we know to check this book for all that stuff. So that is my hopeful evolving system there. And that is my whole planner lineup walkthrough. I have a lot of things that I want to tweak for 2025 already, especially the sizing. I've mentioned that in multiple planner update videos because the sizing, too much, just too much. And like just TN sizing with A5s, like that's fine. That doesn't bother me to have two sizes as long as they stack nicely, like smallest to biggest, or even just like one of these sizes on top, smallest to biggest, but it's the combination of all the different sizes that don't line up great I have a problem with. So moving forward, I feel like I've got a good handle on things and I'll introduce more back in. Like I haven't even messed with this one in months. All summer basically. I barely have journaled, so I have the journal. I barely made videos, so I barely put any video things in here. And again, like to-do listing stuff, if I got the daily do, I could put a lot of the to-do list stuff together. So I may not need an entire dedicated planner for this. I could just do a section in my whatever catch-all planner, journal, bullet journal style dot grid that I have. So I could totally do away with this and just have a monthly calendar used for this purpose. I might go bigger. I've talked about potentially using one of these teacher planners and go bigger. So I have a dedicated section for each social media type of thing I work on. That is definitely an option. My workout planner and my wellness planner will be combined next year. That was one thing. It's like, I want my workout stuff and my wellness stuff together. Like my self-care, my meals, my macros, all that stuff. These two need to be combined. So moving forward, I will have them combined in some way in the future. So lots of tweaks and changes in the future as well, but for now this is what I'm working with, and I just love this one. This one's really what's going to keep me on track with all things. And like here I put notes, videos to add, because I didn't have this one handy to write out video ideas, but I had some ideas I needed to get off my chest, or I guess get out of my brain. And so they ended up here instead of here because this one was not with me. I have this one with me when I'm like editing and scheduling everything, but I didn't have it with me when I had ideas to write down, so I wrote them where I had space. Things like that, where it's like, okay, now I have video ideas here, I have video ideas here, I don't have them in the actual content planner, so I may need to just have a spread in here for video ideas and have it with me. It's just one of those things where it's like, I don't want to have to go get a specific planner just to write down one idea. So that's where more of the catch-all comes in play. I can transfer and migrate things to various places if I need to. Same with this. Like when I migrate it into where it needs to go, I'll probably highlight over it and make sure I know. Or like looking at this, I may highlight it because I know I need to go back and transfer it, because when I'm going back way into the future here, I'll lose that if I don't transfer it over. So I may end up color coding some of this to make sure I do what I need to do with it. Pretty much covers everything. This is not beautiful. Like my chicken scratch, I'm just jotting things down as fast as they come to my head. So it's not beautiful, but it does get the job done, and I really do enjoy having that. That's been a main game changer for me, is coming back into the Daily Duo with those extra functional pages where I can put my goal setting stuff in here as well. I haven't even goal set for this week yet, so that's on my to-do list as well, but I hope this gave you guys some ideas, some options that you can have. I do have affiliate links and coupon codes for various planners. I'll link to like walkthrough videos and stuff in case any of these planners specifically caught your eye. I think all of them are pretty much still available, or they will be doing pre-orders for the following year. So hopefully this video sparks something for you guys. I would love to know what your main squeeze planner is right now. For mine, my main squeeze is probably the Daily Do. I've been using that one the most out of everything and really enjoying that. And I can't wait to be able to dive back into some of these like smaller ones, like the wellness one, now that I have a lot more, what I would say, free time to dedicate to some of these things. Like I'm getting back into working out a little bit more. It's just tricky when the kids are home and we're taking multiple vacations in the summer to stick to any sort of regular anything. So now we're back into the more routine of school life, and I'm really excited to dig back in. So hope you guys like this video. Thumbs up, subscribe, follow me along, and I will catch you guys next time. Happy planning and have a great day. Bye.